welcome into the BSN Nuggets weekly breakdown series presented by Strava Craft Coffee. Rise to be your best with Strava Craft Coffee. CBD-rich hemp oil-infused coffees will help you wake up, stay focused, and feel great as you go about your day. Use BSN20 to save 20% off your first order. Allie Monroy here with BSN Nuggets beat writer Harrison Wind at the BSN Denver studio, breaking down the Nuggets' upcoming games. Denver travels to Houston to take on the Rockets on Wednesday. Then the team welcomes the Memphis Grizzlies to the Pepsi Center on Friday. Then they have a few days off before heading to Utah to face the Jazz on Tuesday. Harrison, first things first, what's the latest on Paul Millsap and his wrist?
Well, what we know, Allie, is he hurt his wrist Sunday in Los Angeles against the Lakers, flew back to Denver on Monday to get it evaluated by Nuggets team doctors. Some reports emerging that he's going to opt for surgery, which would mean he'd miss about 3 months potentially, and that would mean he'd miss maybe 42 games, wouldn't return until after the All-Star break, so a huge chunk of games. But really, whatever course of action the Nuggets take with his rehab, he's going to miss a lot of time. A sprained wrist takes some time to heal, and couple that with ligament damage, there's really no corners you can cut in terms of getting that wrist healthy again.
If he does have to miss an extended period of time, how is that going to affect the Nuggets?
Well, the first thing you'll see is you'll have Kenneth Faried become a staple in the starting lineup again. And the Nuggets' depth at power forward, the Nuggets' depth in the front court behind Millsap can help to soften this blow slightly. The Nuggets have a lot of guys in Kenneth Faried, Trey Lyles, Mason Plumlee, of course, who can give them quality minutes behind Millsap. So in that regard, the Nuggets can compensate for this injury a little bit. Another thing you might see with the Nuggets is a return to small ball, something they had a lot of success with last year with Wilson Chandler playing a lot of power forward. He hasn't had the ability to do that because of the amount of big men on the Nuggets roster, but with Millsap going down, the Nuggets could revisit that strategy some more.
Next up for the Nuggets is a date with James Harden on Wednesday. What should Nuggets fans expect from this game?
Well, it's going to be a tough task without Millsap, your really key cog on defense and the captain of your defensive unit, against James Harden, who's having an incredible year and likely the MVP if the season ended now, and a Rockets offense that's among the league's best. So it's going to be a huge test for this Denver defense. Can they kind of come together as one without Millsap, without their really general on that end of the floor, and hold the Rockets down? James Harden is a guy who's killed the Nuggets. He's had above 30 points in a couple games last year. Houston went 3-0 against Denver a season ago, so it's definitely going to be a tall task.
With the Memphis and Jazz games coming up, what are your keys for the Nuggets to succeed?
Well, it's going to be a couple things we've talked about a lot this year. Point guard play and keeping those turnovers down. Emmanuel Mudiay, Jamal Murray, a 21-year-old backup and a 20-year-old starter. Turnovers have been an issue with those guys, as would be expected with two young point guards. And another thing is consistency. The Nuggets have strung together a couple really solid offensive games in a row. The next step is, can they do that for 4 or 5 games at a time?
Well, be sure to catch all of our coverage on bsnnuggets.com. For Harrison Wind, I'm Allie Monroy, BSN Denver.